Killjoy, both sides present, very strong agent here. So not surprising to me as far as having her as the sentinel of choice for this map. We're also looking at both teams with smokes. It's Astra seems to be the favored still of both teams for this one. It's a very similar lineup. Sova, another insta lock, I would say, for this
Yeah.
map. That recon bolt, and I'm sure they're going to be. I'm not a fan only because I die to it, but having like what the Odin or the Ares, one of those god guns ready to go. But I do like that the teams they're postured in, ready to go, and it seems to be that A side is going to be their play here.
Yes, it does. You have the one difference in the other duelist, not the Jet, but the Flash duelist. You got a Phoenix on 24Haven as their usual. Sailor Moon opting for the Reyna, so let's see if the Reyna's going to want to get aggressive here as things start to heat up towards the A site. Utilities down, got a turret. Astra Stars down towards short. But Vernina is getting a little bit of information, lack thereof, but information nonetheless out towards middle. Hit comes in though, and turret finally getting taken care of. The site's wide open. That should get the spike down here pretty quickly. The smoke on towards heaven will wall things off, and that's going to be a 5v5 retake.
That it will. I mean, look at how quickly already, like, there is no flank rotation whatsoever, and we're already seeing both the Sova and the Phoenix already playing on A main. That's going to be a bit concerning if they have any lineups in store here.
That's a great little pick by the Reyna. Sophia out towards mid, catching Vernina on the rotate back. That's going to make things a little tougher on the defense. In towards under, though. Maddie and Lana get two. Sophia trades it back. The Reyna popping off. But now they go back and forth again. 2v1. Rachel needs to clutch this out. Knows where one's coming from, but Luna. Fox out from Garden. Headshot with the Ghost. And 24Haven. Grab that pistol round.
Oh, that was. I know that it seems like the way Sailor Moon were posturing themselves, they knew that it was going to be most likely an A hit. They had bodies over at middle and market. They were not really seeing anybody here. But I'm a little surprised that they moved their whole rotation over just through the backside of A, and that really allowed a really good post-plan position on the side of 24Haven. And they're going to capitalize on that. They are now armed with SMGs, and it looks like they kind of want to make and do the same thing with their Killjoy, just kind of holding flank. And look at the aggressiveness on the side of Sailor Moon as they want to try and, knowing that they're only on pistols, they're going to push through tiles.
I like this call off from Sailor Moon. Vernina only able to get one. Chanel catches Vernina off with the classic. That's a bit, not going to say a blunder, but a bit of an opening for Sailor Moon, at least to get a little more damage with the SMG, perhaps give them a little more confidence with the pistols. I really like that call, though. That's why you can isolate that one player, perhaps, get lucky, and even get a kill or two. Grab 2 kills, maybe 3. You're happy with the job here, but Lana. Crisp on the spray control right there on the Spectre. These last 2 players walled out. Chow, nothing doing. And channel not too long for this world either. Lana with a 3-piece. 24Haven, despite that first player going down pretty early, stabilized well.
Yeah, I mean, I did like the aggressiveness that they put there, knowing that, hey, this is a round 2 loss. We're only on pistols. Let's see if we can aggressively push and get a... But with even the rifle donated over on the side, of 24Haven, they really weren't able to capitalize. I almost feel like the movement was a little bit slow. If you're going to go work on a retake, knowing that they're planning over on A, with that rifle, you kind of want to play a little bit more aggressive with it. But they will have their rifles on hand for this round, and I do like that they're constantly, at least on the side of 24Haven, making sure that they get those orbs. And I also still enjoy that play that Vernina will make sure that there is no flanking push. But look at how aggressive Sailor Moon is playing mid right now.
Yeah, that seems to be the name of their game, is getting some aggression out towards one area of the map or another. Mid seems to be their play this time. They've pushed down in towards tiles, and Vernina's going to have to be very careful. That turret will finally spot somebody, but will she expect the multitude of players that await her should she go back? Still, Rachel's holding down the exit through B main. Vernina's pretty much marooned out alone. It's going to come down to the rest of her squad to make this A site their new home. Stars going through, Smoke's going out. Oh, Vernina gets one, but gets traded out. Gonna come down to Marnia. Happy to hold.
Spike down A.
Oh, these are trades though. It's still a 3v3 here. Lana, she'll pick herself one, but that spike's still not able to be planted. And so far, Sailor Moon, it's looking very promising on their side. And there it is. They will finally get on the board with Xiao finishing Lana off.
That's the aggression down middle. It pays off well for Sailor Moon. They know basically where the opposition's going to go. They have the inkling. Mid is completely under our control. We feel out towards tiles. Only one there. We know Vernina's going to be lurking usually. And then they figured out the rest was towards A. Good individual skill. The good flank comes through Catwalk. And then it's just a mop up at that point in time. No spike went either for 24Haven. So overall, fantastic stuff from Sailor Moon to get on the board early. Now they're going to try and build off of this. They have a judge in hand. Let's see.
Yeah, they do. I do like there's this little bit of split. They're gonna with the judge on the jet. They are looking to still. They've abandoned B site. They're playing market and mid, while the rest of 24 Haven they're kind of a bit on a split here. It looks like, are we on a pause here? Yeah,
Yep.
this is like a tack or
Looks to be a
or
pause.
technical pause. Yeah, okay. I think it's a.
Oh.
Do we see it on screen, right? If it's a tactical pause, the in-game one.
Yeah, I feel like this is okay. It's a DC, so it's a technical
Okay.
pause here, not a tack timeout. So
Okay.
that explains why everything looks a little weird and.
I mean, look at this though. I'm. It seems like you get, taking advantage of that pause, a little bit of the callouts and decision. I was kind of concerned as far as the Jet. You mentioned she has a judge in hand, but she's postured her way onto A site, and for the most part, very understandable as far as why they would do that. We've seen that A hit for at least the first 3 rounds, and not necessarily successful when they lost Rasound, but for the most part, they've managed to make their way onto site. And I do like that they want to take that close quarters, like blast to the face position. But on the side of 24 Haven, they are going to be they split it up a little bit. We've seen, at least for the first 3 rounds, Vernina on that killjoy holding down her lonesome on B side, making sure that no flanking is available. But with the aggressive play that Sailor Moon did in middle, I can understand, and I do like that there's an adjustment made there on the side of 24 Haven to punish that, because I think I mean, not being able to be in the same room and understand what happened, they kind of took their time getting their way into site despite it being so open, only because they did not have that information that, hey, A is actually kind of abandoned because there's 3 players at mid. They got the trade pretty early. Vernina wasn't really able to probably get a body count as far as how many members of Sailor Moon were forced like to push through middle like that. So they had to be so cautious on the side of 24 even to be worried about that flank. So I'm curious to see how things are going to pan out here. Both sides rifles on hand now, so it is going to be a little bit of a more concerning battle, and it's still very an open-ended game. But on the side of Ascent, we do know that it's very strong on the defense,
Yeah.
and both teams, they do have the a good enough like Sentinel smoke lineup combination. Their lineup is very similar, so it could still be anybody's game. But do you think, as far as 24 Haven, knowing that they've at least had a bit more time playing together, is that going to be some sort of an advantage that we can expect coming into this from them? What do you think?
I feel like experience in playing together, getting maps under your belt, getting reps under your belt as a squad is always going to give you an advantage over a team that is still starting out.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm thinking that'll probably come into play here, but I'm really liking how Sailor Moon are adapting to how 24 Haven are playing in the early going. Yeah, we've only played 3 rounds, but I feel like there's been some good adaptations here coming through. There hasn't been too much in terms of gambling. They've been going together. They've been clearing out angles they need to clear, and they've been working well off the information. So overall, I think
Yeah.
there's been a really good bit of information gathering and play. But the other part I have a question with is the fact that you cannot play so aggressive consistently and expect it to work consistently.
Right. The mid control is definitely going to be pretty contested coming into this. We're not seeing operators come out just yet, and that is something that Ascent can be very annoying to deal with on either side, if anything. Like, it's some maps will favor a defense side operator, but Ascent, I feel like you can get away with having an operator on either side of the map, and I'm not necessarily sure, at least on the side of Sailor Moon, if they do have an operator player on hand, but I d- I wouldn't be surprised if we see that coming into this, given how aggressive, at least like for 24 Haven, given how aggressive Sailor Moon is, or at least they place more players to punish that aggression, because that was three players in middle just like coming out there. That is very brave, and I'm just like very curious to see how, yeah, 24 Haven are going to adjust to something like that, because you don't want to give up so much map control so early, especially when you are on the attacker side.
Yeah. I mean, I would assume maybe going for a 1-3-1, trying to keep that mid
Hmm.
control in the early going, seeing if Sailor Moon are going to continue to force the issue here, if they want to go back to playing passive. You're going to have to be careful too, because your lurk has already been figured out. They know exactly what Vernina's
Right.
going to be doing. They seem to be expecting that every single round. They've been trying to isolate that kill too. They might be losing that initial duel, which is still good for 24 Haven, but eventually
Hmm.
there will come a time when that first duel does not go your way, and then you're down 5v4, and things can spiral out of control very quickly from there. So you're going to have to figure out a way to keep your control, and maybe also reinforce that lurk, or even play off of that as you have the Killjoy take first contact, you have Vernina make her fights go happen, 1-for-1 trade, whatever happens, and then you have your team peek from behind and sort of bait out that lurk setup so that, oh, they're going to go to this side again, but then you have the
Yeah.
team ready to go and pounce on that other side.
Oh, for sure. And then I mean another thing that we haven't really touched up on. So before her introduction, Astra, Omen was typically the play here, or maybe even a Brimstone, because you do want to block those line of sights. We brought up the fact that Operator in hand on this map can be very annoying to deal with. And now we have Astra in play for both sides, who I do like her kit, in particular for this map, only because her Cosmic Divide really helps as far as like being able to hold either a site plan or a or allow like an entryway of some sort for either site, and just because of how fragmented, I would say, or the way the map is designed, really, really very strong for. And I'm also finding out right now games are being loaded. So, but with Astra in play from both sides here, and that smokes readily available, I'm curious to see just as far as like how they're going to play with that sort of utility. Because on the side of Sailor Moon, we're looking at this. They have the Reina Flash to play with, but compared to the Phoenix Flash on the side of 24 Haven, I don't know about you. For me, I feel like Reina Flash, it's a little more frustrating to play with because of the range limitation on it. And I guess I'm curious to, like, as far as both agents, they're the aggressive flasher types. Just I want to see what they're doing here. At least 24 Haven, they're doing a good job. They have been feeding Slandy all of those orbs at A, and I wouldn't be surprised like how much closer she would be to having her ultimate ready and available. So I'm just like curious to see how that's gonna work. As far as Sailor Moon, they're not really able to get any control of that flash because at least in the first few rounds, 24 Haven, they have had constant presence over here at A main.
Yeah, and here's the thing to note too. The Jet on 24 even already has the Blade Storm. There's no rifle
Hmm.
purchased up still. I think it's going to be the blades out quickly here to start things up. Yeah, Lana's going for a Sheriff, has the blades ready to go. That Cosmic Divide you highlighted too is also in the bag. And wait, look at that lack of cash for Sailor Moon.
Oh wow.
They just won the last round. They're going for a half buy?
I'm a little surprised. I mean, I know that they had. I guess she's just not going to use the judge. She had her judge in hand earlier, but were they not able to pick up like even like SMG? I guess like they were down to two, so maybe not. And those were just the two rifles that they currently have here. So Yeah, it's going to be a little bit tough here, but I mean, we've seen. Look at just like looking at the position right now that Sailor Moon is doing. I do like that aggression A. That's what you want to do. Is if you know that so far they've contested this orb, you want to make sure that you can get that kill and secure the orb for your side.
I'm curious why this is taking a while. Everyone seems to be back and ready to go, so hopefully we will be getting back into the action shortly.
Yeah, I think yeah, they're just trying to find out who, I guess, like starts the timer, if I'm reading chat correctly. Don't worry, we will get to you as we just keep trying to brainstorm things. And there it is already. That's an initial flash opening through, and they are wanting to contest that orb with this one-way smoke.
I like this call. They're taking the aggression towards A long this time. That's actually going to force 24Haven away. Now middle seems to be the next point for 24Haven to try and contest, but they're playing this very passive, probably wary of the fact that there could be an operator in hand. Little do they know, it's sheriffs and classics with a couple rifles spattered around on the side of Sailor Moon. It's not a very strong buy, and 24Haven really has an advantage here in this round. They should start feeling things out. They're pretty spread out, too towards that B main area, trying not to leave their lurk all alone.
Yeah, but look at this little bit of wraparound here. I mean, I like the adjustments that 24Haven have done. The aggression on the side of A, knowing that at the start they're not getting that information anymore, and now just mark it here. Rachel, that bolt is destroyed, so that's going to give her some information here that, hey, there are possible bodies in market, but she has no line of sight. That's the strength of the Astra, and Lana already making her way through will find the first kill, taking down Marina, and that's a B-side compromise with a bunch of 24Haven players.
Yeah, you gotta wonder, too, how much do they commit to this retake? They don't have the most money in the bank. They only have 2 rifles. They could save those into the next round. They could send the pistols in. Channel's only on a shorty, so that is less than, let's just say less than what desired. Chow with 1. Rachel, though, traded out. Sophia has another. The retake's working out as Chow sends another one to the nether realm. Working up the lane. Oh, in a 2v2. Eye goes out, but Sophia has the next one, and Chow finishes off for Nina. The retake for Sailor Moon comes through. Chow saying bye-bye to everybody. And that's going to tie things up. The broken buy works, and the rifles sink.
That was almost impossible, and if they had us in their ears, they'd be like, let us prove you wrong right now and just show you how strong we are. Honestly, Sophia and Xiao pushing in together like that, getting the trades, it really worked out. Made Sophia come in with her Empress when they get those kills. Really worked out for them, and they managed to get those donation rifles. Honestly, it just came down to finding the heads, getting those kills, and that Sailor Moon round, they locked it in, and really well done for them. And if you're 24Haven, you have to be a little bit concerned here that, hey, those are some fraggers on that side, aggressive fraggers to be exact, and you gotta make sure that you punish it. And there it is. That's the opening kill from Maddie, finding her across the board with that sheriff.
Yeah, I think Vernina hit the headshot, did 145, and then Maddie finished that one up. I could swear I heard a dink sound right there. So a good little combo on the double peek, and 24Haven start off on the right foot here. But still, the operator is in the hands of Channel, back on A side heaven. And that's something that 24Haven do not know is now in effect. That gun so feared on this map of Ascent. They still seem to be gearing up towards A. Their one trial towards B ended in disaster, so they'll take their work on over towards A and see if they can get something better done here as they look to be setting up for this hit.
Yeah, that is the operator introduced into the game. Slandy takes it. Sophia, though, manages to punish and get spike control with that push attempt from 24/7. Sophia, she is on fire. They will lock that round, and my god, Boggs, they really swung things around for them here.
Yeah. Sophia now really starting to heat up in that round. It was Chow with a 3K on the first, and then Sophia with 3 in this one. They're really starting to come alive here individually, and you gotta wonder if 24Haven are going to start to get a little scared here, because these aim duels being taken by Sailor Moon are shutting down this squad on their executes now. First it was the retake, now it's just you're not even getting onto the site. I'm going to Reyna play right into you. use my dismiss quite well, and then shut things all down. So fantastic round there from Sailor Moon. They grab the lead. The off is still up. Cosmic Divide comes in from 24Haven. And a
lockdown as well. Yeah, I mean, this is 4 ultimates up online for them and a forced buy at this point. If they lose this round, their economy will be in shambles. So they really need to make something happen here. But Sophia and Chanel really locking things down here. Chanel finally to fall. 24Haven now on site box.
Spike down A.
Maria and Chow, though, getting 2 back. The spike is getting planted, but it's all down to 1. Luna Fox marooned under heaven, sent down to hell as Chow grabs a 3K. 2 3Ks in 3 rounds. That's a good little stat line right there. 9 kills overall, and Sailor Moon starting to really ramp up the defenses here. A very strong showing. Chanel, good to get 1 kill with the operator there. Very point-blank range. Did get overwhelmed, but such is life when you use the sniper. But keep in mind that money for 24Haven, it's still not there. They're back to Sheriffs and a Spectre. This should be a 5th for Sailor Moon.
It is. That round was so expensive on the side of 24Haven. They expended 3 out of the 4 ultimates that they had online. They had their rifles that they forced to buy, and this is an absolute save round for them. And it just kind of comes down to, can they get a pick? We have Lana still with her little SMG rifle. Actually, that was a, what was that? Was that a
Spectre,
Phantom or a Spectre? That was a Spectre, right? Okay, I was just thinking. But look at this. Sophia will fall down to Bernina's Sheriff. That's a big kill. And if they need to reset themselves a bit, because that's a good pick.
Yes, they do. That's a really good start for 24Haven. They don't lose too much health on any of their players. Vernina gets taken down just below half, and Lana has another. Maria trades it out. Chow comes in with another. Maria with a second. Marina, sorry. And Slandy taken down by Chow. I thought Slandy was going to be able to finish that one off, but no! It starts off well again for 24Haven, but it comes crashing down once more, unless Maddie with the operator can salvage this round and put her team back into the win column. Throws it out of the map instead. That's a wise call right there from Maddie. And let's see, what can she pull off here now? 1 on Catwalk, 2 back towards Spawn. Just under 30 seconds to go. Spike on the back. It's a tall task.
A tall task indeed. Just gonna try and see if she can salvage some rifle of sorts, perhaps. But she's just gonna run into the crosshairs of Rachel here, and there it is. Goodbye, Maddie. And I mean, for a save round on the side of 24Haven, they take away an operator, but the economy on the side of Sailor Moon is just out of control. And this tactical pause, much needed right now. You do want to reset, slow down this momentum that Sailor Moon is running away with at this point. You don't want to give them that round. If you're 24Haven on the attacker side, you'd like a couple of more rounds coming into this before the half. And this is going to be a rifle round for them now. So it just kind of comes down to what they need to reset. We're seeing the pings come out. I like that they need some sort of mid control here. It's just kind of comes down to, how do you remove that line of sight on the operator? Because Chanel, she has been so on point with that. And you don't want to play to where their fraggers are coming out right now. But look at even, I mean, I think she's still in spawn when the attack happened, but I want to say, Sophia, you don't want to be in whatever side she is. And that's kind of like an unfortunate situation that 24Haven has to deal with right now. Is they need a good pick. They need some sort of mid presence and mid control to constantly remove or slow down the aggression that Sailor Moon has been doing.
Yeah, what are they going to do to counter Sailor Moon? Because Sailor Moon, too, even when they do play more passive angles, they still have those kills going back their way. They're able to lock things down. Chanel's also rotated over towards Tiles, keeping an eye on things. Has to dodge the Owl drone, falls back, but might still reaggress out towards Catwalk further. No, she'll just bail out. Reposition out towards middle, it seems. And this could be a good counter here to what 24Haven have planned. Sailor Moon don't know this, but this is a really good read in the early going.
Yeah, and I mean, I'd like the adjustment that they've done, as on the side of Sailor Moon here. Like, they've pretty much left B to the control of just Marina and her robot army. Mid is the same thing. You have that alarm bot there. But it kind of really forces 24Haven to try and figure out what site they want to pick. They've spread themselves out in the 1-1-3 default again. They're going to try for A, but it's Sophia holding this down. So you have to make sure that you swing and you get that kill. Otherwise, I wouldn't be surprised if Sophia claims first blood here.
Yeah, I would almost expect Sophia to claim the first kill here, but she's going to go out perfectly timed, but no, the Vandal betrays. There's not a lot of time here. They have to get the spike down pretty quickly, but the retake's already forming up for Sailor Moon. They have a Cosmic Divide. They have a lockdown here, too, so let's see if they want to use that there. But Spike is finally planted. Retake coming in. Slandy has to lock things down from guard, and that recon bolt will not reveal. Free kill for Slandy. That's going to be a good opening for her. Still has back about towards Catwalk, too. That's Vernina. Slandy with a second. Looking for more. Chow running away as the retake continues to crumble down. Lana. Sophia dropped. Chanel. Operator in hand. Lands one. Dashes away. But this is a 4v2 hold now for 24Haven, and they should have this one just about on lock. Time is going to dwindle here for Sailor Moon. And Chow again knocking from the shot, taking a dink instead. At some point, Sailor Moon have to consider the save. Garden has been locked down, site has been covered, and Chanel has just hit the dirt. No operator recovered there, which I guess is a small bit of consolation there for Sailor Moon, but 24Haven, after a slide of 5, finally get back in the win column.
Absolutely. If you are superstitious and believe in caster curses, this is probably the best example of the caster curse that you can ask for here. The read and the way Sailor Moon was holding things down, the timer ticking away, it looked so rough for 24Haven, and yet they had, what, the missed chance, first shot issues that the Vandal has coming to fruition here, and just managing to aggress their way onto site. Again, the strength of the Astra smokes, just removing any sort of line of sight, allowed them to take A, and it kind of left Sailor Moon a bit of a frazzle as far as trying to do that retake. And again, Chanel not able to connect on that opening pick, forced to fall back here and reset, as the rest of 24Haven, they're taking this pretty slow, which for the most part, it worked out for them before, and right now they're just trying to just kind of poke the fences on the defense of Sailor Moon.
Yeah, they're really trying to find a weak point, some little gap in the armor, something to exploit, and they might just have the right idea here too, Saj. They're looking towards that B site now. They're starting to get the idea. If they're going to kick this off with a run it back from Slandy, this is the right call. The retake's going to be prepared already, and the spike will go down. We've seen how good the retakes can be from Sailor Moon, but Lana out towards middle. No! That was a free kill out on towards Sophia, but Sophia hits the head of the Vandal, and that's going to spur things on for Sailor Moon as they group up to come back into this one. Spike is down, but smokes are coming in for the retake. Sophia's already coming through. The Cosmic Divide is in. Oh, ships in the night right there, and Slandy has to help out there to win that duel. Marina, no, it's Lunar Fox instead. Slandy gets killed by Xiao. And now it's all down to a 3v3 free-for-all, 3v2 in the favor of Sailor Moon. Marina takes out Lunar Fox. There's only 2 left, Maddie and Vernina. Vernina with 1. Maddie still on site, but the lockdown is in effect. Oh, this is going to come down to the wire here. Maddie caught out. Vernina locked down. And the defuse should be coming through. The stick is in. And the help, the cleanup from Chow. And Sailor Moon, the ults work well. The retake happens for them.
That was almost surgical as far as the push. That Cosmic Divide was so well placed, knowing that it will I don't think they were necessarily expecting the crossfire happening in B halls, but they were able to get those trades. And when the lockdown comes into play like that, knowing that they've already cleared everybody on one side of the wall of the Cosmic Divide, you know where everybody else is placing. You actually are able to place that lockdown in such a safe spot that you know there's no escape unless they cross through. Lana, though, with that double jump, trying to see if she can find anything, but it's Sophia again with that opening kill. Lockdown in play on the side of 24Haven. It looks like they want to go A.
Yeah, they do. They have it prepped and ready to go. Oh, Chanel so close, but now the lockdown has activated. 2 players detained, and Spike abandoned? They're not going to get the Spike down with his control? Oh no.
Oh my god.
Oh no.
That is unfortunate mistiming, miscommunication perhaps, and this is gonna be a hard hold on the side of 24Haven. 3 against the 5, but they do have that Hunter's Fury in play to try and delay here, so I think Lana, they're just trying to fight. But look at where Luna is. She's stuck in Generator, so that's not even gonna work out. And again, Sailor Moon, they will take this round.
Yeah, I can't help but wonder if that Spike would have gone down earlier. Things could have been set up for 24Haven, but in the end, still the retake from Sailor Moon have been too potent.
No, it really would have, Boggs, because it had to be Luna on the Sova who had to run back and get that Spike. So Luna,
Right.
she had to be the one to plant. And at that point, when you're running back into main to get the Spike and then bring it back onto site to get it planted, the rest of Sailor Moon, with the numbers advantage, they were already there. And she got that Spike down, but that's why she was stuck in Generator. That was so unfortunate because Hunter's Fury could have really delayed any attempt of a defuse, perhaps, or at least force him to kind of contest her at A main, but that did not work out for them. So that is unfortunate on so many levels here for 24Haven, and they really need to make some adjustments if they want to claim a couple more rounds before they take it to the half.
And Chanel finally getting that opening kill. Operator singing out a nice little melody. Sophia, though, traded out by Lana. That's a good trade here for 24Haven and a critical player to eliminate, too, in the early going. That's the Reyna, a bit of an energizer for the squad over on Sailor Moon, but oh, Chanel gifted another opportunity, a gap in the smoke. Maddie with the operator bullet square through the eyeballs, and that's a great secondary pick from the Jet off for Sailor Moon. That's something that's been lacking in the last couple rounds, but with Sophia taking a nap right now, that's a good sign right now for this defense as we get towards the last few rounds of this half before things go on for Sailor Moon to the more difficult side of the attack.
That was
Enemy
so
remaining. 30
poetic,
seconds
but
left.
it
Down mid.
is down to Lana here, trying to see if she can get a pick. She'll grab
enemy
herself
remaining.
one, make that 2 with the triple kill. Now on her side, suddenly it's a 1v1, and this is still very doable, but no Spike control for her. Oh, 10 seconds left. Actually, this
10
is
seconds left. I got the spike.
no time. That has to feel so sad.
Yeah,
She
that's
has to
definitely
save that
heart-wrenching.
rifle. She'll save that rifle, lose out the round, and again, another point to Sailor Moon here. But when I said that they'd change things up, they made a lot of mid presence. But you know what? Chanel, she
Enemy
just
remaining.
has them read like a book. Her favorite book, in fact. You know, you're not necessarily seeing it reflected in that scoreboard, but Chanel on the operator right now has 24Haven very frazzled as far as where they need to play. We've seen the switch now. They've completely left A to the abandonment here, and it looks like they want to make some B presence here. They've had success with it before. They're potentially hoping, hey, if we can get into sight, there's no lockdown, no cosmic divide, maybe we can make something happen. But look at the adjustments that Sailor Moon already have made here. That's 4 bodies already potentially being able to hold and contest B if this is where they want to go.
They're reading it like a picture book at this point. They have everything, all the schematics locked down and ready to go. Chanel forced back by the Owl drone. They still don't know there's more people. This is where the trap gets laid here for Sailor Moon. The trap will be sprung. The op shot does not connect, but there's still plenty more left. Cosmic Divide goes up. Rachel shuts down the run it back, but Bernina right there for the quick trade. 5v4 in the favor of 24Haven as the spike goes down here. Chow just outside that Cosmic Divide pops through, but Slandy holds the line. Maddie comes in too. Chanel one of the blades, but Slandy there to trade. Marina has to 1v4 this all the way back, but it seems that 24Haven and the dying embers of this half have come up with a round, potentially a lifeline here to make their defense life a little more easy.
Absolutely. Marina, you know, it's going to be a tough call for her. So this is a round that's definitely going to be swinging to the side of 24Haven. As it should at this point, given how defensive that round was for them.
Switching sides.
Which, you can understand since the sides are about to switch. But if it takes so many ultimates on hand for them to claim a site, that has to be so frustrating. But they are going to come into this half with at least 4 points on the board, and now they're looking to bank on the first 2 on the side of defense here, which, hey, they have, again, we've talked about this, numerous times throughout this map, a lineup very similar to the side of Sailor Moon. So it comes down to, do they play this very similarly, or because Sailor Moon played it the same way, would they know how to counter that sort of play? They're already trying to push a little bit of aggression onto A side, make sure that they have those controls at all. But look at how Sailor Moon is playing this. Aggressive, it's mid that they want to do, which is something you don't see that often when it's pistol rounds on Ascent.
Yeah, it's definitely a risky call, but this risky call might just work out well. They have market control, ready to bust in on towards that B site, which has been abandoned. I'd like to add, there's only one retake player positions the Sova out towards spawn. Luna gets that shock dart through, but the recon bolt through, rather, but it's not really going to reveal all too much. That spike's going to go down in prime position here for Sailor Moon, and given how lackluster the takes were for 24Haven on their T side, their attacking side did not really have any potency without the ultimate spam. I'm wondering how their retakes are going to fare.
That has to be so frustrating that they were expecting some sort of push onto A site, and I wouldn't be surprised if the discussion was push A or hold A, retake B, and that's what they're forced to do right now. Maddie, though, with that final opening kick onto Rachel, they're gonna just try to aggress through and hope to get as much trades as they can. And it's so far working out. It's a 3v2 here.
Player standing.
Oh, and that spike ticking, they will finally get it. Bernina with that diffuse. She has enough time, right? Yeah, she got
I
it.
think so, yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
Wow, point 5.
Oh, man.
Oh, okay. A little bit nerve-wracking, but okay, that has to be some sort of the confidence on their retake there really panned out for them. Got a little bit hairy, but that is the beauty of the communication that they had within the team. You push together, you get those trades, no hesitation, and that's what we saw. Even watching, I think one of the perspectives that I saw, when you're funneling 3 of your players onto the steps like that, you have the front players crouching down and the backside not. I love that play, and now they're gonna switch things up, and it's going to be the A hit here. Oh, Lana, that's a little bit of a dodge. She will get that pick, though. That's a lot of bodies she has to deal with. She's forced to fall back.
Yeah, it was a good curveball for the reaggress, but just too many targets to choose from, and Lana just sprays downrange, does some damage over to Marina, but not going to be enough for a kill there. But still, player advantage there for 24Haven. Starting things off on their defense quite well. Luna getting a bit of an aggressive peek towards B main, getting that information. And Sailor Moon look very stalled out here. They don't quite know where to go. It seems that they will try to go up towards Cat, where 24Haven is perfectly lying in wait for them. Slandy is ready with the Spectre. Turret has gotten first contact. Killjoy there to back up Slandy too. First kill. Nice little double doink there onto Sophia. And that should just spell the rest of this round right there for Sailor Moon.
Absolutely. Your 24Haven, try not to give them so much of the bodies or rifle donated here, but
one enemy remaining.
Sailor Moon, they are down to 1, so Rachel, she's going to just get that spike down. As 24Haven, they're going to most likely push her through. You don't want to give those 1v1s, and that's a spray down on the side of Maddie. But I do like that. That was a really good hold on the side of 24Haven. They got the call and the read information that, hey, there's a lot of bodies, A. Get that opening kick even, and immediately reset. It is on the side of Sailor Moon to aggress here. They are on the attacker side. They are the ones that need to get on site. So they played that well, slowed it down, push it back, and reset. You don't want to give them those, those donation SMGs. But this is where it's gonna be a little bit hairy. You're very happy if you're 24Haven. You got the first 2 rounds, but now you're on a bonus. I do see that air is in hand on the side of Luna, so that should be fun. But Sailor Moon, they have the rifles, and they're gonna try and see. We've seen this before, worked out for them. Last time, it is the market mid aggression to try and go into B, but look at how 24Haven is holding this over a B side.
It's gonna be Sophia Marina, quick two. Maddie swings, but only one. Chow says goodnight. Luna holding the line, one with the Ares, but not a second. And it's all down to Vernina. Killjoy on the retake here. Spike goes down a 1v3, and it might just be better off to save the Phantom here. It was a bonus for 24Haven, but the rifle is in the hands of 24Haven, and you might just want to save this. You could just go for maybe an exit here too, but I still feel like saving the rifle might be the better call. Not too sure the overall economic situation here for the squad, but prudence may prove to be the wiser here.
Yeah, Vernina, she is just holding it down. I mean, yeah, she's expensed some of her utility, but if she can save that rifle and not die, then it wouldn't be so bad. But they know that she's there. She gets herself one, make that a double before the fall. Expensive round on the side of Sailor Moon, so but they get the spike down, they get the round, so they're coming into this at 9-6, and those upgrades though on the side of 24Haven, we're seeing the Odin come out to play.
Gotta love the Odin out for Luna Fox. This is definitely something you really want to have here in hand.
Time for a field.
Vernina going for a Sheriff, so both teams gonna be a little worse for wear in terms of buys, but overall, I want to see that Odin really come into play, although I don't think that Sailor Moon are at least going to try their luck towards being the early going. They do have the spike position, but it's a very slow take, it seems. Wait, they've used the lockdown already? They're going for a fast...
It's a
fast fake
It's
here.
a little fake out here.
Yeah.
But look at this. Look at the way 24Haven is playing it. They're not falling for it. They still have two bodies on the side of B, and that's already the rest of the team rotating themselves over. Sight is compromised, and they are going to get that spike down, but it's going to be a 5v5 on this retake.
Planted.
Retakes have been strong. The first half for 24Haven, it starts out well. Vernina, Sheriff shot right onto Marina. And they kick things off. Luna Fox letting the Odin sing. It's Deadly Melody. That's going to be another good one. Sophia locking things down from back halls. Rachel and towards mains. Not going to send the bolt through now. Does. Too many targets. Doesn't even manage one. Sophia trades it back. The dismiss will duck back in towards Sight, but the lockdown pops. And that should be free kills here for the rest of 24Haven. The ultimate's working out well for them. And, well, it's landed to steal a knife kill in the end. Defuse comes in the nick of time. Yes.
Yeah.
2 seconds on the clock. This one, a lot less on the edge than pistol round, but 24Haven really bringing things back on their defensive end. That one round that Sailor Moon won was extremely costly in the end, and
Yeah.
that's really helping them out.
Yeah, it was so expensive on their side, and now Sailor Moon, they're forced to save. They did get that spike down, so there's a little bit of economy additions there, so they're able to say, hey, get a little bit of a Sheriff upgrade. But look at it, like for the most part, everybody's holding defaults on the side of Sailor Moon as they try to push through. I like 24Haven kind of just leaving A on the hold of Vernina on the Killjoy as the rest of the team hold B, but she's now going to have to deal with potentially the whole bodies of Sailor Moon here. And that should be... I honestly, I think that's enough. That's enough time given the pistols that are in hand for Sailor Moon as the rest of the team. And look at that Maddie with that opening kill, taking out the fragger that is Sophia. That's already a big kill.
This is where you have to wonder if the experience together comes into play for 24Haven. They are the team that has a lot more under their belt as a squad, and they're really starting to make a comeback here as the pressure begins to mount in the opening round. Sailor Moon, once the sides have swapped, they've only managed one, and even that was down to the wire. Yes, you did have a 3v1 in the post, but you did lose 2 on the exits. There is that factor to consider too, and you have to wonder if the nerves are starting to kick in for them, or if 24Haven just are like, yeah, well, we've been in this situation before, let's bring it back on D.
Exactly, and I mean, Maddie, though, this is... Unfortunate
seconds
reload will fall, but it
Here.
doesn't matter. Sailor Moon, they're down to 2. They are trapped. Trapped
yeah.
in the Pizza Hut. Oh no.
Ice in the cage right now.
Indeed. There's
enemy remaining.
There's one. Lana wants the rest. She will get it. And look at that. The gap is closing. It is 9-8, but we are coming into another round where rifles back in the hands of Sailor Moon and just trying to figure out what they need to do to adjust this. We haven't really seen the aggressiveness that they displayed on the side of the defense when they were there. And I personally maybe would like to see something like that. They've had a lot of success for mid control to try and get onto site. It is very frustrating. You know, this is Ascent, a lot of tight holds. That is a run it back used to scout and push through B side. Slandy, she'll take down that pesky turret and try to see if she can find everybody else, but no. Sailor Moon, they are going to play on the opposite side of that map, but they're going to have to deal with all of this Killjoy utility on the side of 24Haven. So frustrating, and now they're kind of sandwiched as 24Haven, they're the aggressors right now. Look at this positioning that they have.
You want to fight it?
Fantastic here from 24Haven, very similar to what we saw from Sailor Moon in round number 3 of this game, but just so much better executed. They have the run it back to really kickstart things, and then have all the information here. Cosmic Divide is up here for Sailor Moon, but will it be enough? I don't really think it will. The retake should be very strong. Cosmic Divide can be used from 24Haven. Of course, they have the Blade Storm as well, and the flank. This flank here going to be, I think, critical in this retake. Slandy, Luna Fox, Lana, Luna Fox, and Vernina, all in the nick of about 3 seconds flat. Headshot, kill, and 24Haven with a 10-bell retake, right? That is probably the most flawless retake I have ever witnessed. That is literally a clinic. How to retake a site on Ascent. Right there.
Oh my god. And that forces the tack pause on the side of Sailor Moon, as it should, because that has to feel, that was their buy round. That was Cosmic Divide used, rushing into sight. They did what I was hoping they would do, is only because honestly they were forced to push into A. They got funneled so hard by the side of 24Haven. They had mid control, they had the flank, and they have Killjoy utility there. They let them into sight, but like you said, 24Haven, they are pretty on point right now on their retakes. So claiming a site, getting that spike down, even with equal number advantage, is not something that you want to sit comfortably with. They did not even expense on the side of 24Haven any of the ultimates that they had available. Oh, it looks like this is actually going to be a a technical pause, because there's going to be another pause coming in. But yeah, on 24, like you said, I don't. My mind is blown. I'm still trying to find the words as far as that retake coming in. When you said and you asked that question, is this an advantage on the side of 24Haven, knowing that they've been playing together for a little bit longer, or a lot longer, compared to the side of Sailor Moon? And that right there, that is the strength of the IGL. That is the strength of the communication, saying, is everybody in position here? Is everybody ready to go? You count it down, 3, 2, 1, swing, connect. Even the post-plan position on the side of Sailor Moon, knowing that they were kind of trapped on site, it still wasn't that bad. They had crossfire at doors, they had bodies in hell, bodies technically over in aiming, and it was not enough. They just all fell. If I could snap my fingers, I would. Like,
Yeah.
I would. But that's what that was. And who you hyped it up. It was absolute textbook perfection, chef's kiss, whatever other fancy words you Zoomers out there want to describe something amazing. Put that on your highlight reels, 24Haven. That was great, honestly.
Yeah, that was as good as it gets right there. I mean, I could watch that again and again, just how clean that was. No casualties in all of the span of, I really want to know how long it took for all those kills to come through. Because it was no more than 3 seconds. It was probably closer to
No.
about maybe 2.
Yeah.
It was so swift. That was just a swift execution. And man, if they could do that on their T sides, imagine how deadly this team would be.
Yeah. And I mean, I'm trying to figure out right now, seeing how both teams are struggling on attacker side of Ascent. Um, I almost feel like this is like this is gonna be something coming into this in time that perhaps they can find a way to adjust here. Meanwhile, we're coming back into the game. Timers counting down. Sailor Moon back with sheriffs on hand. They're going to have to try and make some magic over here on B side, but look at how aggressive 24Haven is posturing themselves. They're all gonna run into each other here. And Luna, she just has that lawnmower of the Odin already here, just spraying away. And that forces them back.
That's going to keep them at bay for now. I mean, it's not the buy that you can really contest an Odin with either, and when you just get a chunk worth of damage taken out of you, it's going to be a bad time. And again, that is why the Odin and the Ares play out towards B main is so fun. You never know how much damage you do until you get a kill, but you're always just, oh, there's always a chance. You might as well just hold mouse 1 for a while and let it rip.
For sure. I mean, honestly, like, even if it doesn't necessarily connect, it's a good zoning tool that you're gonna have to deal with. It's easy for me to assume that for the most part, the ladies over at Sailor Moon fully understand that, hey, we need to position ourselves a certain way. But again, this is the mid-market play that they've had a lot of success pushing onto a site with. Or not a site, but a site, which is typically B. But look at this. They're changing it up a bit here. They're doing a CT push, and they already get double kills, but bodies coming down, falling down, and Bernina he'll hold it down, and that is a quick round on the side of 24Haven, and they will take this lead.
That is a nice lead there for 24Haven. Now, it's been so long since they had one of those. Round number 2 was the last time they had, or round number 3 technically was the last time they had our lead, but since round number 2, it really had been Sailor Moon's ballgame, and then 24Haven picked up the paces on this defensive side, and it's really showing why they have such a better record on defense and offense. And really right now, they are looking head and shoulders above Sailor Moon in terms of pretty much everything. Their reads are looking crisp, their aim is on point, and overall, their adaptations are working out well. They're not panicking at all, which is, I think, the best part of it all. Lana, this is that shot, tries to fall away. That is unfortunate right there. A firing squad down range will finally finish off that jet op, and now an opening for Sailor Moon appears. Will they capitalize on this window? The spike is alone up cat, which is a little concerning for me. And 24Haven have not given up this mid control. They're still holding a little more passively, yes, but they're still keeping an eye on things. But Vernina is going to be met with a very tall task, holding down a 5-player cat push. This is going to end. Yeah, that's about as good as she could have asked for.
Yeah. That is a number disadvantage on the side of 24Haven as that spike goes down. Lockdown as well, being used to delay any attempt of a push here for the side of 24Haven. And oh my god, that's a shock dart though. It's like, I can't come in, but my bolts will find you. And suddenly, whatever advantage Sailor Moon had coming into this, not looking that way anymore. As I say.
Well, yeah, there it is. Slandy, next one. Luna holding down the line, making sure nobody can pass through the fire and the flames to carry on. The egg is out, but the swarm will not finish off Slandy in the slightest. And it will be another round on the board for 24Haven, 2 now separating them from eventual victory. And Luna with the kill at the end, insult to injury, salt in the wound. And this could be the last-ditch buy for Sailor Moon.
It could be, only because, I mean, they have to force. You see how frazzled their buys are right now, and Sophia can't even, like, they're trying to figure out, do we force something? It looks like they're gonna save, but I couldn't tell if during that diffuse, did she have her Molly on top to try and counter any damage of the Killjoy swarm as well? Either way, she stuck through the pain and it does pay out for them. So again, 24Haven constantly just proving to us how amazing their retake is. Even lockdown was not enough to keep them at bay here, and Sailor Moon, they're just gonna have to aggress through, which they do right now as they make their way onto B site.
A bit of a broken buy and a nano swarm from Vernina will open the account for 24Haven in this round. The spike is going to go down here, but Rachel has been revealed because of the sound cues from that ult. Chow, though, pushing forward. Vernina met with the Sheriff. Get out of dodge now. Chow pushing forward has an opportunity, but it's Maddie to trade. Luna Fox has another. On to Rachel. Chanel! Oh, classic v classic. Jet v Jet. And it's Lana to win that one out. Sophia dancing around the site, trying to duel. But it's Luna Fox with the Odin again to mop things up. And 24Haven hit match point here with that retake.
If you are Sailor Moon right now, I mean, it has to be so frustrating. Okay, you're gonna come into this with rifles. You have 2 ultimates online, and Sophia a frag or an orb away for her own. You kind of have to go all out here, but you cannot do it willy-nilly. 24Haven, they are just a defense-sided team, it seems like. The map is very defense-favored, and we are definitely seeing that come into play here. So, Sailor Moon, what adjustments do you have to do? And the adjustment seems like they just want to aggress through, but it is Slandy with a double, not even punished. She will fall back, heal herself up with that run it back, and it's now just a Slandy show here.
Oh, Chow will get the next one, but Luna Fox is right there, pushing forward with that run it back. Perfectly executed there, and the rest of the squad here in 24Haven is aggressing down middle. They have their opposition boxed in and just about ready to die, awaiting their eventual eliminations. Shock dart there. Actually, no, Maddie's going to steal the glory there and double down, but overall, it doesn't matter.